What's going on, wrestling fans? JLP talking NXT here today. Yeah. Yeah. LA Knight needs to be pushed. That's a separate video. That'll be video number 2 maybe on this channel. Who knows? But today, this is video number numero uno. Yes, I speak Spanish. Not really, though. Number 1 on this channel. And, I decided the first video on this channel is going to be an NXT recap, because that was the video that was on my main channel that sparked the highlight reel or the preview that you got to this channel from. So let's just get right into it. It was NXT Great American Bash, and it was a very good watch. It was a fun show, and yeah, I'm here to tell you about it. So let's just get right into it. The kickoff match was pretty good. It was the team of Nathan Frazier, Dragon Lee, Florice, and Leon. I believe those were the girls' last names. I clearly completely blanking on their first names, so sorry about that. But yeah, that it was them against Metaphor, which is Noam Dar's group, and this was a phenomenal kickoff match. Like, it was insane. I just want to say, my guy Nathan Frazier, he is insane. I forgot to mention he is the Heritage Cup champion at this current moment. This dude is insane. Just some of the stuff he does in the ring, it's just insane. He did a lot of cool stuff. Dragon Lee did his thing. The girls, they did their thing, and it was a nice 8-person tag on the kickoff show. A lot of cool stuff happened, but in the end, Dragon Lee got the victory for his team, pinning I think Laura Mensa is his name, on Noam Dar's team with a crazy spinning neckbreaker type of thing to get the victory on the pre-show and get a pretty good pre-show match going. So yeah, that was the first match. So after that, the main show started, and it started off with the NXT Tag Team title match between Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo against Gallus, and it was a pretty solid way to open the show. I've been watching NXT weekly. I just haven't been making recaps about it, hence the preview video that you guys saw before you saw this one on my main channel. But yeah, I've watched every week, and I love the story that they've had going on, where they had Tony D'Angelo put in prison, and then they had Stacks get him out with winning a match, and then also getting a tag team title match. And the match was pretty good. Tony D'Angelo came out in like a jumpsuit attire, like kind of represent him being in prison. And then them and Gallus had a very good match. I like the dynamic between Lorenzo and Tony D'Angelo. I think they're a good tag team. The Family is what they're called. And at the end of the day, the Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo ended up getting the victory with their finishing move. Forgot what it's called already, but they got the win, and I was very happy to see them win. I've become a fan of them in the short time I've seen them on screen, because right after I started watching NXT was right after Stand and Deliver, and then right after that is about when they had Tony D'Angelo put in jail. So, I haven't really seen them wrestle as a tag team yet, but I've become a fan just off of the story, and I'm excited to see where they go forward with these titles. And yeah, I thought it was a very good opener to the show, and yeah, I thought it was a very, very good match. So the next match after that was Blair Davenport versus a person I'm a big fan of, Roxanne Perez. They had a Weapons Wild match, and I thought it was a very entertaining match. I think this one should have opened the show, honestly, because I thought it was a little better than the tag team match. But both matches were good, but I thought this one was a little bit better. That was a lot of Blair Davenport kind of dominating at the beginning, because she jumped Roxanne Perez while she was taking a selfie with some dude in the mask, and at ringside, that was a fan. I was very jealous of that guy, but that's besides the point. I was just saying, it was a good match. There included a table spot with Roxanne Perez jumping off the top rope to the ground through a table with Blair Davenport laying on the damn thing. Keep in mind, this was Roxanne Perez's hometown. Her mom and sister were front row, and Blair Davenport was healing it up the entire match. and I thought it was great. I love this match. It was a great match, and I definitely don't have any bias towards it or anything. I just really like this match. It was a pretty good match, and then it ended with Roxanne Perez hitting her finisher, the Pop Rocks, on a pile of steel chairs, getting the 1-2-3 over Blair Davenport, and it was a good match. I felt like it was a win that Roxanne Perez needed to have. She hasn't had a big win in a while, so to see her get that made a lot of sense, and she got a pretty big pop out of it too. So yeah, I liked the match, and it was a great way to keep the show flowing. All right, so next up we had Baron Corbin versus Dollar Store Kurt Angle. Crap, sorry, I meant Gable Steveson. That's a joke, by the way. I know Gable Steveson could kick my ass. This dude won a gold medal, but he ain't do it with a broken freaking neck. Okay, I'll stop now. I just had to get that out there. But yeah, this match was really to me. I didn't even really pay attention to it, honestly. I was making joke. I was thinking of Dollar Store Kurt Angle jokes. So yeah, I didn't pay much attention to this match, but I did see the ending. It ended in a double count out. And, yeah, and then Gable Steveson and Baron Corbin brawled for a little bit, and there wasn't much to it. Definitely not the end of this feud, but you could very much see they didn't want either guy to lose, so why would you book the match in the first place? I don't know. Baron Corbin did get a nice new entrance song, so that was nice. It's better than the Happy Corbin crap that he had, so I'll take this all day, but let me get this straight. Baron Corbin retires Kurt Angle, but he can't beat Dollar Store Kurt Angle. Make it make sense. That's the last Dollar Store Kurt Angle joke, I promise. But, yeah, it wasn't really much of anything. It was nice to see Gable Steveson take bumps, though. It wasn't no stupid, he's beating up Corbin the entire time, and then it ends in the double count out. At least it was kind of a match for a little bit. But yeah, it was definitely, in my opinion, the worst match of the night. But it's easy to forget about because the next match was a banger. So the next match after that was the NXT North American title match between challengers Wesley and Mustafa Ali against Dirty Dom, accompanied by Mommy, Rhea Ripley, and Dirty Dom is Dominic Mysterio, for those of you that don't know, Eddie Guerrero's son. And yeah, it was a great match. I like the dynamic of Rhea Ripley being at ringside helping Dominic out because he can't do anything on his own. And it was nice seeing Ali get a nice big match. I was rooting for Ali to win, and he didn't win, so I was a little disappointed about that, but that's neither here nor there. I thought that this was just, a lot of people thought this was just going to be a one-on-one match between Ali and Wesley, then that was going to be where Wesley's reign ended, but the reign actually ended a couple NXTs ago when Dominic Mysterio won the North American title off of him, and the finish of this match was very similar to that one. So basically, Rhea Ripley got involved. She did a riptide to Wesley through the announce table, then threw him back in the ring. Dominic pinned him, but he kicked out. And then Rhea Ripley threw the North American title in the ring, but the ref grabbed it. And then she threw the women's title in the ring, and Dom hit Wesley with the women's title, then threw it out of the ring and tried to pin him, but Wesley kicked out. So then after that, Rhea Ripley made Dominic go up to the top, and then Ali then got involved. He put Dominic in the trio wall, and while he was in there, he hit a 450 on Wesley, but Rhea Ripley pulled Ali out of the ring, and then after that, Dom was able to get free. He had a frog splash onto Wesley, and then he pinned him and retained his title. So I think he's already had 4 title defenses. It's been insane. And then a little bit after that, we got a backstage segment with him and Dragon Lee. So I think that right there, that's the next feud for the North American Championship. But it was a great match. I enjoyed watching it. It was a fun watch. And seeing my guy Dirty Dom retain, even though I wanted Ali to win, it was still fine. I would have been fine with anyone winning. I liked all 3 guys. But Dirty Dom making Eddie proud. R.I.P. Eddie, of course. But, yeah, that was a very good match, and it was definitely good to have that after the stinker that was Baron Corbin versus Gable Steveson. And, yeah, it was a good match, and it kept the show going. So after that, we got the NXT Women's title match, which was Tiffany Stratton versus Thea Hale for the championship in a submission match. Current champion Tiffany Stratton, challenger Thea Hale, who is younger than me, which is very, very strange. She's already in big time pay-per-views, and I'm sitting in my room making a video about it, wearing a Topgolf hat. Anyway, what happened, it was a good match. I was very impressed. I love Chase U. Chase U is pure entertainment. They always make me laugh. It's awesome. I love Chase U. If I could go to Chase U, I would. You know, Chase U, if you're watching this and you need more bodies, I got you. Because, like, you don't have to be a wrestler to go to Chase U. You know, I'll just be the guy that's kind of there. You know, I could be the class clown. And, you know, maybe I can occasionally be the guy that gets in the ring and gets beat up for you guys. So, I'm just saying. If you need some Andre Chase, listen, just you and me. If you need an Andre Chase, if you need someone else, I'll transfer there. Even though I don't go to Ball State no more, I'll transfer to Chase U for you. Chase U! Either way, though, it was just a disappointment because Thea Hale ended up losing the submission match. She didn't tap out, though. She was in a submission for a very long time, and Andre Chase had a towel, and he was ringside along with Duke Hudson, and Andre Chase couldn't stand to watch it no more, so he threw in the towel for Thea Hale, and yeah, that was it. Tiffany Stratton retained. And I think that this is going to lead to something very interesting happening in Chase U. Maybe Thea Hale quits. That's why I'm putting in my application now to join. Even though I'm not like a girl, I'll still join, fill that role. Just put me in like the North American Championship. I could beat Dominic Mysterio. Just make it like Hell in a Cell so no one can get involved and I'll be good. All right, but anyway, it's going to be very interesting to see where this goes. And yeah, I'm excited for it. But I was a little disappointed that Thea Hale lost, but I knew she wasn't going to win. Tiffany Stratton did just win that title like a month ago, so I assumed that she's going to have a pretty lengthy reign with it. So yeah, I thought it was a good match, and I liked the ending of throwing in the towel because that just creates a story elsewhere. So, yeah, the next match is the main event. I'm talking about NXT. I shouldn't say that. That's Mark Henry's line. Now, the next match, easily match of the night, in my opinion. This pitted Ilya Dragunov, my number one favorite wrestler in NXT, against Carmelo Hayes, my number two favorite wrestler in NXT. To say I was torn is not true, because I wasn't. I was very much rooting for Ilya all the way, because I've been a fan of Ilya since his NXT UK days, and when he had those matches with Gunther, or it was Walter at the time, for the UK title, those were just immaculate. Those were phenomenal matches. I enjoyed every second of those matches, and Ilya Dragunov just has good matches. That's just what he does. His favorite thing to do is have good matches. And to have him go up against Carmelo Hayes, another guy that I like a lot, it was fun to watch. I wanted Ilya to win. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but it was hard hitting back and forth. Both guys pulled out moves that I don't think they've pulled out in a long time. But the finish came. Trick Williams was outside the ring, and he had the NXT championship. Forgot to mention Carmelo Hayes was the current reigning champion. You probably knew that already. But he had the title to motivate Carmelo Hayes. They were talking on the outside, and Ilya Dragunov went to hit his Torpedo Moscow on Carmelo Hayes, but Trick Williams pushed him out of the way and took the bullet from him. But in the process, Ilya Dragunov hit his head on the NXT championship and knocked him out. Then Carmelo Hayes threw him in the ring. He went up top. He hit his nothing but net finisher, which it's a great finisher. I'm a big fan of that finisher. and then he pinned Ilya for the 1-2-3 and ended the show as champion. And nothing really happened after that. It was just Carmelo Hayes celebrating, and the same thing I said about Roxanne Perez earlier. Even though I wanted Ilya to win really badly, it makes sense why Carmelo Hayes won. He needed that big win because he's kind of looked like a bitch in his title reign. I'm not even going to lie. He's getting beat up every week. He got beat up by Braun Breaker a lot, but he beat him in the match. And then he had the match with Corbin where he got beat up a lot before that. He got beat up a lot with Ilya too, but I loved every second of that because I love Ilya. And yeah, it was a big win for Carmelo. I'm interested to see where his title reign goes from here. I know that there's some stuff going on with Bobby Lashley on the main roster, so we'll see what happens with that. And I think that this might be it for Ilya and NXT. I feel like Ilya Dragunov may be going to the main roster. There's been a lot of rumors that he's going to join Imperium. He shut those down, but that doesn't mean anything in wrestling. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But I think Ilya, he might be going to the main roster after this, and if he does, thank you for everything you've done in NXT, and I'm excited to see you succeed, man. You're one of my favorites, and you always will be one of my favorites. So, yeah. Overall, it was a great show. I enjoyed every second of it, except for Gable Steveson versus Baron Corbin. That was the obvious low point. They should have put that shit on the pre-show and then put the 8-person tag on the main show. Just saying, because that match was a whole hell of a lot better. But, yeah. I think my favorite match tonight was obviously the main event between Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes. It was just hard-hitting, and it was a great match, and I loved every second of it. So, yeah. With that being said, that's going to do it for this video. I don't know how I'm going to outro this. If you don't subscribe, I'll hurt you. But if you do, maybe I can help heal you. That was fucking cringy as hell. Alright, but whatever. I'm excited for this new chapter of my very unsuccessful career. So, yeah, I'm very excited for it. And I hope you guys are excited to watch because I'm excited to keep making these. And hopefully I actually stick to this one. So, yeah, I got a bunch of ideas for this channel. So, yeah, we'll see. But with that being said, I don't know how to outro this. You decide what you're going to do. All right, see you guys next time. Bye.